Good morning. We are going to be starting our new lesson today. It is lesson 89. So if you want to turn in your books, it's on page 216. But we're going to take up where we left off yesterday, and this is on equations. We're going to be using our variable letters to continue to explore how to do math with these and figure out what that number actually means. So I've written some things on the board. Hopefully you guys can see it and can follow along this way. And yes, I'm at school right now doing this. So we're going to start with when it is written with words. You can see up here, I have 25 added to 75 is 100. And when we have an equation that's written in words, we have to actually put that into numbers. And you'll see the word is here. Is another word for equal. So anytime you see is, put an equal sign in there. So let's try this first one together. If you have a piece of paper or a whiteboard or anything like that, you can see if you get the same answer as I do, or you can just listen. So for this one, 25 added, obviously, is the addition sign, to 75 is 100. That's pretty easy. It gives us the information. We're just plugging in the numbers to make an equation like what we're used to seeing. For this next one, it says 2 less than y is 12. Remember, is our equals. It is 12. It says 2 less than y. It does not give us a number. It just says y. So we're going to use y. And 2 less, we're going to use subtraction. So in the end, it will say y minus 2. You don't want to do 2 minus y. It did not say that y is 2 with y being less. It says it the other way. It says there's 2 less than y. So y is going to be first here. Otherwise, it won't work for you. You'll get the wrong answer. So make sure you do it in the right order that it says. And then down at the bottom, we have dividing C by 4 equals 9. So we're going to do C divided by 4 equals 9. Now there's 2 different ways that we can write this, and that's one that we're going to talk about right now. So you can write a division equation 2 different ways. You can use it doing this symbol, or you're going to do something that somewhat looks like a fraction. I'm going to erase this part and keep this. C divided by 4. Now, if you remember when we were using fractions, how to get a decimal, you take that bottom number on the fraction and divide it into the top. That's another way to do a division problem. So we could also say C over 4 equals 9. Because we know that this line here means that you can divide 4 into the C and get a 9. Now, in this case, we're not solving yet. All we're doing is writing equations. So it's keeping it fairly simple. The next thing I want to talk about, if I can move this over without killing everything here, is this table. You're going to have this on your work today. This is where it tells you X is one of these numbers. Each grid line, you're going to substitute a different number in for X to solve this equation. So this equation, I happen to just do one, is 6X minus 3. Now remember, when you have a variable letter next to a number, that means multiply. Even though there's no symbol there, that means to multiply those 2 numbers together. And here gives you what X is. It's going to change for each line that you get to. So you're going to substitute X for something different each time. So for this top one, 6X minus 3, we're going to substitute X for 2. So you have 6 times 2 minus 3. So if you go ahead and multiply 6 times 2, remember order of operations, multiply first. 6 times 2 is 12. Minus 3 is 9. So the answer for this is going to be 9. Okay? For the next one, you're going to substitute X for 3. So it's going to be 6 times 3 minus 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Minus 3 equals 15. So the answer there is going to be 15. For the next one, you substitute x for 4. 6 times 4 minus 3. 6 times 4 is 24. Minus 3 is 21. So the answer for this would be 21. Now on your work today, you're going to have a couple tables like this. They're going to use different numbers. One of them is going to be division, and I just want to make sure that you guys understand what to do. So it's x over 4 minus 3. And you have x on this side, and you're going to substitute it in for different numbers. Now remember, this is where you take this number right here. Did I make it big enough? No, it was bigger than that. Sorry, it's 12. You're going to take it for this x and substitute what it is right here. And it's going to change each time. There's going to be 12, 16, 20, and 24. So for the problem to solve it, you're going to put 12 on the top, 4 minus 3. This tells us we're going to divide 4 into 12. What is 4 into 12? 3 minus 3 is 0. So the answer is going to be 0 for there. And you're going to change the x each time. All right, let me turn this back. Okay, let's clear the board here. I'm going to go over a word problem with you guys because you will have an opportunity to do a couple tonight or today, whenever you're deciding to do it. And so from the information that they give you, you're going to have to use a variable because they're not going to give you all the information, and they don't ask you to solve it. You just have to write an equation. For example, let's do one together. The Youth Chamber Orchestra had 23 members. That means altogether that there are 23. 10 of the members are boys. Write an equation to find out how many girls are in the orchestra. Again, it did not ask us to solve it. It said write an equation. So we have 23 total, and it said that 10 of the members are boys, but we don't know how many girls there are. So there's two different ways you can write this. You can write 10 plus, you can use G for girls, equals 23. That's one way to do it. Or you can do 23 minus 10 equals G. Either way you do this will be right. Okay, so you might have a couple of different options on how to write your equation. Just make sure you read it carefully to know what they're asking you for. Remember, is can be another word for equals. So if you have any questions, let me know. It's fairly simple. We haven't done too much different from what we practiced yesterday. And let me know. I can help you with anything that you need help with. So see you later.